What's going on, Grind Gang? Welcome to episode 5 of Eternal Grind, the podcast. Of course, I go by your boy, Eternal Grind Capo. Today's episode is sponsored by YHB. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, YHB. You can get in contact with Stedman Allen to get your apparel from there. They got hoodies, sweatpants, t-shirts, and everything. It's fly gear. Today's episode, I'm definitely joined by OG Nana. How you feeling now?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. And of course, a frequent guest of the show, KB. KB actually has a facial line out right now that you guys and ladies could definitely go get and get your facial thing going, man. KB, tell them where they can get that at.
Oh yes, you can definitely come check me out at KB Facebook and make her feel good on Instagram. How y'all doing?
Ooh, ooh.
Mm.
All right, listen. All right, guys. Today's episode is definitely about the rappers that knock on prison doors and then act surprised when the doors open. The latest case, as you guys know, is the Casanova case. In my opinion, um, and this is no offense to anybody, but he did it to himself, along with the rest of the rappers that do it to themselves. And in today's age, for some reason, and I feel me personally, I think Casanova is too old to do what he's done, especially with the jail experience that he's already been through, right? So you sat there and you frequently posted on social media in the limelight, about your gang activity, you being outside and so on and so forth, and they expected the federal government not to investigate you, right? And that happens in a lot of cases. It doesn't, necessarily have to be a star or celebrity, but for the most part, when you're a celebrity, you're more in the limelight because you have the finances, the resources to push a lot of criminal activity. So they probably look at you a little bit more than the average person, right? Especially when you're visioning OGs and everybody else in jail, right? My issue is uh when you knock on the gates of prison, right? Why act surprised when the doors open? You know what I'm saying? What are you guys' opinion on that? I definitely want to know. OG Nana, I need you to unmute yourself.
All right, so can I please,
Yeah,
sir?
go ahead. Go for it.
Thank you.
Go for it. Go
So
for it.
honestly, I feel like in most cases, the circumstances are kind of different. Like you got to remember, most of these guys like Biggie have grew up in the streets who actually live the lifestyle that they rap about. I'm not really too familiar with the Casanova case right now, but um, I do know a little bit about his music and I have listened to it. And as the general public, have to remember that some of the rappers, once they do get big and actually get a check, it's been a while that they've been working and grinding to make these songs and get into the industry. And throughout
Yeah.
that process, they have been gang affiliated. They have been drug dealers. They're coming from the very streets that we walk every day. So I think, especially if you started off as a young person getting arrested with gang lifestyle, most of our black men, they happen to grow up in a community where the gang is like the family, and they're not getting no shoes, they don't have no food, so they end up in a hustling lifestyle. And most of the time, if it's not basketball, it's rapping. And throughout the course of that hustler's mentality and that career uh, um, that they that they're making on the streets, I guess, with selling drugs and being a gang member, then the rap comes into play. And that's a story that we hear constantly when it comes to these rappers. Now, you do have a difference where there's actual rappers who never ever sold drugs or bust a gun in their life. But then you got these real rappers who've really been in these streets and who caught bodies and who really is about that life. So it's unfortunate, but I think that it has a lot to do with the circumstances from the youth and the people around and the environment. And I think that is not intentionally throwing bricks at the wall to prison, but I think that that's just a cycle that is hard to get out of once you've been in it for a certain amount of time in your life. You know what I mean? So what's your thoughts, Nana?
Okay. Okay. What's
Right.
up now?
So I agree with Kenya, but I also feel like um they do this to maintain an image, that tough image, and then they're not thinking about the consequences that's going to come along with that. So it's like I feel like the whole rap industry make it where they have to be these tough people and shooting, killing the whoever's the toughest. It's like a competition, and then they sit there and they do all this extra stuff, and then they don't realize that they just putting themselves out there for the cops to see it, starting investigations on themselves. They're not thinking about the consequences. They so busy trying to be the biggest, toughest person.
Right, right, right. Here's my question though, right? All right. And we hear entertainers, not just rappers, actors, and everybody else. They say this time and time again in their interviews when they interview people, right? Uh, I started rapping to get my family out the hood. I
Mhm.
started playing basketball to get my family out the hood. Now, so what I'm seeing is a pattern of rappers that's in position to get their families out of the hood, right? So you go on Instagram, you're showing all this money, and I it's two sides to a story. Some people were like, "Oh, the rappers really not making that much money," and then the other side is, the rappers like, "Yo, I'm getting all this money, like I'm like that," right? So at what point do you realize in your career that you've reached your goal of getting your family out the hood and you stop doing certain activities, right? So listen, if 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 you're a rapper, right, and you become big, everybody's watching you, you're on Shade Room, World Star, whatever, right? So you clearly understand that you're a public figure, right? Do you just throw that in the back of your mind and say, "Yo, fuck it, I'm gonna act regular"? Because I mean, what I'm seeing, prime example, Kodak Black. Kodak Black knocked on the doors of the feds every chance he got, and then got locked up. And then every 2 days he was like, "Oh well, the feds are not treating me fairly. They're beating me and they're keeping me in confinement and all the rest of that." And I'm trying to figure out, my nigga, what the fuck do you think jail is? You think because you're Kodak Black, jail changes?
All right, but wait. Right, so I get what you're saying. Like if I happen to become a millionaire today, I'm not gonna sit here and do anything illegal to jeopardize my freedom or my financial stability. I'm not gonna do it. But you have to think
Wait.
also
I,
about them.
I I'm gonna let you finish that. Before you say that, right? If I got 10 million in the bank, what struggles do I have to where I have this many ops that I can't hire professional security?
But you have to remember that it's the mentality. It's not only the person. You have to remember it's not just that individual that is the that person have to think about all the people who let you sleep on the floor when you ain't have no place to stay, that shared their sneakers with you when you ain't have no fly shit, that gave you a piece of they Philly cheesesteak when you was freaking hungry. So you have to think about, all right, I mentally I'm here, but if the people I bring around that I want to help out because they were there for me are into these things, but I'm bringing y'all with me. It's like the crab mentality. Like I'm coming up, and now this is our time to shine. But everybody that you bring with you is not gonna have the same mentality. You might go like King Von did. He went back to his hood and gave out money to everybody. Now, if he would have gave me some money, I would have invested it, got out the hood. Most niggas bought guns and drugs and stayed in the hood and thinking they could flip that and make more money. So it's the mentality of the people around you also. So then you have to think about where you come from and where you at. I think more
That's a
so it's a
choice.
no, it
That's a
is a
choice.
choice, but in some cases it's not a choice. In some cases that is not a choice. And
Why
in
why why
Takashi
why is it
in
why is
Takashi's situation, it was a point where his quote unquote, what's his name, Shotty, he was like almost extorting this boy. Mind you, Takashi ain't have nobody when he first became Takashi 6ix9ine. Just
right?
watch the documentary. It was really, really informative. He was a cashier at a freaking deli. He had a dream, he had a goal, he had nobody. You understand? And in the midst of him becoming Takashi and evolving into this artist, he's meeting new people, and other people who aren't always good for you see the talent in the they see the gain that they could get from you and then start making decisions. So now Takashi is Takashi, this artist who's making all these music and who's getting so many followers and making this money. And then he got the wrong person here that is ready to just, they want to build themselves up in the midst of being next to you. And now he knows what this person is really capable of, because this person really getting into some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not really about that life. So now it's like, it's a choice when he first brought him in. But now you in too deep. And you know these people like Harv, the guy who used to be a security, they robbed this, they kidnapped him. You
You're
understand?
not.
So
You're not. You're
it
not. You're not in
becomes,
too deep. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why.
you are in, I
I'm gonna tell
think
you why.
it's a point where you do become in too deep. At some point, if you don't have that mindset that I'm gonna fight fire with fire, like this idiot, he's a troll, but he was smart. He had a vision, and he built his freaking career. But the people he brought in really they were monsters. He
Right.
wasn't the monster. Everybody around him was really demons, and he was just a kid with a vision who wanted to be famous. And the fame and the money and the power that he had, it took him to a whole different level. And I think that when you in that deep and you don't have nobody really good in your corner that's really telling you like, yo, where's the choice? Where's the choice at that point? I think he made his choice and he fired everybody. But at
Okay.
that time, it was too late. He was
All right.
already deep. The feds already had a whole investigation on him. And not only on him, it was the people who he was also associated with. So it's not just Takashi now, it's Treyway.
Okay. OG, no. What you think
You get
about
what I'm
that?
saying?
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to him,
I'll mute your mic.
it's not muted.
I'm talking about KB.
Oh. When it comes to him,
Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like it was a choice because he portrayed this image like he was about that life, and then it's like when they started doing whatever they was doing, it was like, oh well, like they doing this to me, and this is my reason for doing this. Like he portraying this image. You kept up with this image. At some point, before it got too bad, you had to see the signs, and you completely ignored it for the greed of money and the fame and stuff. At some point, you had to see it before it got so bad. But you chose to continue on because you wanted to be famous. You wanted the money. So,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I don't feel no sympathy for him when it comes to him.
No, I don't
Here's
have
here's my
sympathy for
here's my
him.
stand on the Takeshi situation. Right.
What? You
Takeshi
said
definitely
Takashita?
had. Yeah, that's his name, right? Takeshi 6ix9ine,
Takashi.
Takashi, whatever the
Danny.
nigga
Danny.
name is, right?
Call him by his government. Danny.
Yeah, Danny. You know what I'm saying? All right. Here's my take on the Danny situation. He definitely had a choice. Look at then and looking now. You had the money then. You had the money now. So the same people that you're keeping away from you with these security guards, you had the option of keeping them away from you then, right? So now some people make bad decisions. I get it. When you join an organization such as the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lords, or whatever, the Latin Kings, you have a common knowledge of things. You don't just turn a blood and then a week later be like, oh my God, they're a violent organization. What's going on? You have a common knowledge of what the fuck to expect. Period. Right?
Mhm.
That turns into some sort of greed for fame, for money. So you understood what could possibly happen in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? So even if they put the press on you, hey, yo, look, nigga, you gonna be our artist, you gonna be blood, this how you gonna act and all the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you ran into some type of money. Look at the interviews with what's the nigga that used to be around him, AO Billy or AD Billy, whatever. I don't remember his name. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to him. I just don't remember his name, right? He says after a while, 6ix9ine stopped communicating with us after he got a certain amount of money, right? But he kept communicating with Shoddy and Mel Murder and all the rest of that, right? So you communicated with who the fuck you want to communicate with. That shows who you was going to benefit with, right? So you know what these guys are into. You're not going to be around a person every day and 10 years down the line to be like, nigga, you do credit card fraud? You going to know these things. You're gonna know
Keep
what
your
they're into.
freaking wallet away from that person.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So these things are choices. I feel like these rappers and entertainers purposely put themselves around yes men for ego reasons. Because the first time I tell you some shit start, prime example, right? I'm gonna make it simple. The first time one of the older rappers go on the internet on Instagram, right? You see it all the time and say, hey man, Kodak Black shouldn't have said that about, Lauren London and the
Mm-hmm.
recent death of Nipsey Hussle and whatever. Kodak Black lost his fucking mind because that's the first person that told him he was wrong. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of goofy niggas behind him that's saying, what? You said you would do what to Lauren? You crazy. So I started telling him, like, yo, son, that shit'll get you hurt.
Right.
Chill out. You're bugging. Yo, you're letting that
Mm-hmm.
little fucking camera on your phone, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having people like that around it, because I'm pretty sure there's people that comes around that tells people like that. But when you got money, you don't want to hear that. What you do? You slide them to the side now. We good. And then they start doing dumb shit. Recent events. What's his name?
So
Famous
so
Dex. Joel Santana 2 years ago walked into a fucking airport, not knowing or knowing that he had a firearm on in the airport. Got arrested, did fed time, just came home. Joel
right.
Santana ain't been home 6 months, and Famous Dex walks into an airport with a firearm in his bag.
Right. So let's be
Why are you
specific. Are
knocking
we
on
talking
the?
about
No, we're talking
no?
about
But
all of
are we?
them.
Let's be
We're talking
specific.
about all
Let's
of
talk
them.
about. We're gonna talk about
I got a question though.
no.
All
But
right,
wait, are
what's
we
your
talking
question,
about
OG Nana?
the rappers of the millennium, like the dumb
No,
ones,
no, well,
like,
no,
or
no, no.
in
Wait.
general?
I'm talking about the rappers that it could be any era, but as of now, the new age rappers are doing the most to get the feds attention and law enforcement's attention, and then when they get caught, it's just like a surprise to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, no disrespect to Casanova. If you go back on his Instagram since he popped off, he has nothing but gang activity on his Instagram. Every post is just listen. Every post is we outside. This is a social media platform. You are a public figure.
But that's what we say is the mentality. He don't have nobody
No,
telling
no,
him, yo,
listen.
he's dumb.
And that's what I just said. At the end of the
He's
day,
dumb.
why? No, but at what point? At one point, do you yourself? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Well, all these people are gone and you go home at night, you have to go home by yourself. Regardless if you live with 50 people, you have to go home and live with yourself. At what point do you say, all right, yo, I start this rap shit, you know what I'm saying, to get rich. All right, I'm rich. I start this rap shit to get famous. All right, I'm famous. All right, so cool. So that means I really got to slow down. I probably got to hire some private security guards or whatever the case is and shit like that. Do you think, listen, you think prime example, you brought up Jay-Z earlier. You think Jay-Z give a fuck about moving around with private security and what people say about him?
But you have to think
You
Jay Z
think
is
Jay-Z
on a
gonna end up in the
complete
feds for
different
having a
level.
gun in his car? You think that?
No, but Jay Z is
Yeah.
on a completely different level. But
No,
there
he's
was a
not because
time.
Jay-Z
His
started at the
mentality is
same
different.
levels. Jay-Z started at the same level as these rappers. He talked about the same shit. He lived the same life, the same walk of life as these fucking people. But he decided as a choice, the people that's around me that's talking this nonsense, I'm cool. I'm not gonna go to fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, still to this day. A couple years ago, Jay-Z dropped that album with Kanye West. Oh, he was talking all kind of kilo shit on there. But you think
Yeah, but it's
the nigga
also
gonna get
been
caught with a fucking kilo?
no, but there's also see that's another thing though. And I know people a lot of people gonna sit here and they're gonna probably say some shit. I don't care. But you have actual rappers who actually did certain things because to this day you can still find people that said that Jay-Z really didn't live. He was there, he was around, he did traveling with certain major drug dealers in Brooklyn and Marcy. He's associated with them. But to say Jay-Z was the man busting guns and doing all that shit, there's been a lot of people who actually did time who was really about that life that said his credibility ain't shit. But he's Jay-Z, so who's gonna believe them? Cassidy,
Right
for
now,
instance,
right?
Cassidy didn't Cassidy go to jail and beat a case on a body?
Yeah.
But then Cassidy just sat down with Hit Me and Holla, right? They finna have a match April 3rd. I'm watching it. Please watch it. They finna have a match.
Yo, shout outs to the URL.
Right. Cassidy and Hitman Holla just had a face off, and Cassidy is really telling him like, "You're not tougher than me. You know, like just basically trying to get on his skin. This is what they do. This is like a boxing match. You know, you taunt
Mhm.
each other and get each other motivated or whatever." Cassidy is telling this man like whatever he wants to say, but this man Hitman Holla is really getting emotional. He's jumping up. He's getting his feeling. He went and grabbed the bag, but from Cassidy's track record, criminal record, been shooting people. You know what I mean? Like he's shot a
Cassidy
person
has never been
allegedly.
arrested. Cassidy has never. If you go back and look at that case, Cassidy has never been arrested for any violent crime. Uh, Cassidy was only involved in that case because the person who fired the firearm was in Cassidy's entourage. That's why Cassidy was arrested on the case.
You,
Cassidy never
I'm
fired the
saying to pull
firearm.
up the case. Okay,
Pull it
right?
up.
You talking? Yeah, Cassidy is really a
Pull it
All
up.
right,
victim.
but here's
And
my
this,
question I
here's
have.
your yeah. Talk
How do
that
you
talk.
feel about rappers, right? When they first come out and stuff, they talk about all the stuff that they went through in the hood coming up, what they had to do and stuff. And then it's like, all right, some years go by. They still rapping about the same thing. Now, are you still struggling? You living in a mansion, you driving fancy cars. Like Meek Mill for a perfect example. I am tired of hearing about the hood. You are rich, you living in a mansion, like I don't understand why you keep rapping about the same thing. Nothing has changed.
Entertainment purposes. You want to know something? Hey, all right.
Like
This is what
Drake,
I
he mix it up. He talk about
this
different stuff.
well Drake ain't never been in nobody's hood. That's one. But I'm saying if you go back and look at the video, he's scared to death and Marcy. But here's my thing with that, right? I think rappers and when they have a certain team, like prime example, Meek Mill, right? Meek Mill has a team around him that's probably half and half. He probably got the niggas that tell him like, yeah, go bully in the middle of the street, even though you're on probation. It's cool. Then he got the other half of niggas that's like, don't be a clown. You know what I'm saying? So he understands, from the smart group of guys that it's the illusion that you put on. One thing that you get from fans, quote unquote, is the entertainment out of the illusion, right? That's what makes them our favorite rappers, our favorite actors, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People, they understand people don't know how to separate reality from entertainment. So when you in there, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, let me finish. Not saying, and he's spitting that shit, not realizing this nigga 4 times platinum by the time he even made this song. While you still in the hood, you feel it because he's talking about the hood out of the entertainment. When he made that song, he went back to the mansion. You went back to the projects. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how to separate it and understand it. If people knew how to separate it, a lot of these artists and people wouldn't be our favorite people because all right, cool. Well, you rich now. Why are you still talking about the projects? And then when Meek Mill started talking about how many diamonds his watch got, people got upset. They wanted him to talk about the hood again. Nah, that's not what we want to hear. You have to separate things, you know what I'm saying, and understand the game and the rules to the game. My thing about these rappers are if you're rich and you have the ability to change certain things. And you can't play dumb. That's my mentality. You know what I'm saying? Can't take the nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Can't take the nigga out the hood. That's fine. You live in a mansion. You out the hood, bro. It's over.
Long going out the hood.
So you can't tell me.
I disagree. The hood is a mental. The hood is a mental state. The hood is not just an actual place. The hood could be
It's a
your
it's a mental it's a
mannerisms, a
mental
mind.
it's
It's
a
a
it's a
mind.
mental
It's
state. It's a mental state for people that want it to be a mental state. Like some of these people get so caught up in wanting to be from somewhere because when they got famous, that's what accepted them. That's the route they run with. Instead of saying, yo, after a while, I'm gonna get these same people that accepted me for that to come to this side and be like, I'm saying another prime example, like mind you, I'm not a Jay-Z fan. Actually, I would pick Nas any day over Jay-Z. That's period. I don't like him, don't like his wife. know what I'm saying? He had enough knowledge, you know what I'm saying, to mind you, this nigga comes from one of the worst Brooklyn projects ever. You know what I'm saying? And did all this shit, right? And it's some people that's disputing, like, oh, Jay-Z, like that, he don't even respond to that shit. What the fuck do I care? You're not gonna get me to come on Hot 97 and be like, yeah, man, cause JoJo said, you know, I ain't about that. I remember I shot a nigga in Maryland, and then he go to jail. Who are you? Yo, go somewhere, jerk. I'm not responding to that. A nigga like Kodak Black, a jump on Instagram Live immediately. Fuck, nigga, I shot 50 niggas yesterday.
But that's just clout. I think most of these rappers now,
No, it's
they
not
just
clout
fiending for
because
clout.
people feel bad. People feel bad for clout. People are entertained by the situation. You know what I'm saying? And these rappers feel like they're entertaining the fans and shit like that, regardless if they're about that life or not. You have to understand, nigga, if you already made a situation for yourself, why throw it away in a cell? I don't feel bad for you after that. You took the initiative to put in all this hard work to get fame, to get riches. You got diamond watches, you got 50 houses, you got all these millions, the ability to take care of your family for what you originally was done for it, and then you walk in a fucking airport with a gun.
At some point, your mentality got to change. I mean, you got to mature up. That just don't make no
No,
sense.
it has to change. What struggles do you have? When you first get signed, yeah, yo, nigga, they just gave me 100,000. I'm fresh out the project, about to go get my first house. Now I say all this shit new to you, nigga. You been in the game 10 years, and you still knock on the fucking doors of prison. Why? NBA young boy. Know what I'm saying? Every video or every Instagram post he has a firearm in it. You're a convicted felon. Why? And then everybody's like, free young boy. No, keep that nigga.
Yep. Keep him. Keep him.
Because you can't be that fucking stupid.
Let's get into
So
it. What
keep
Wendy
that
said,
nigga.
that he bringing down real estate property or
I
whatever.
don't agree with
The
nothing Wendy
value,
Williams
the
say.
property
The
value
value of
down.
the property.
I don't agree with nothing Wendy Williams say because that bitch just talks just to talk. Like
No, no, no. Hold up,
she
hold
does.
up. No, 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 no. Wendy Williams, she is a lot of things, but her information, mind you, Wendy's been in the game for years. Wendy has said a lot of shit that we seeing now with all our pop stars, our legends. She said that shit way back then in the radio days. So we could
And
say
I
we
don't even
don't
like
like
her.
her.
But
We could have those feelings, but she's never came out with anything that was not completely. It might have not been shown at that time, but it definitely came out, and that's why I believe when Wendy talks, she say her shit because she knows she's liable to get sued, and she been saying she called out, she outed Diddy, that ain't got her fired. She had to move. You know what I mean? She outed what's the name? What's the one who got caught with a tranny?
um
At the
Mr.
flex.
C.
Mr.
Mr.
C,
C.
she outed Mr. C in the 90s. When did we hear that story about him in the damn tranny and now he coming out talking about he like trannies?
Yeah.
In the 2000s.
But
So she's
this
been really credible. So we ain't
this
got like her, but
it is very credible, but this is how she's hurting the culture, right? As a woman, a woman of color with a platform, she takes her platform and 90% of the time she downs her own people, regardless of what
that
the
no,
story
that's
is.
not true.
I
That's
get it.
not true.
She does.
she's
Wendy
saying
talk
the
about every
Kardashian asses.
yo,
She
you
does.
can't say that either because Wendy talks about anybody who fucking up. If it's one talking about it, she will talk about it. Black, white, yellow,
She
the
doesn't. She
president.
does it
The
more
culture
on
down in
our
She
people.
themselves, though.
huh?
Yeah, that's true too.
What you said?
I said the
What you
culture
said?
down in themselves.
Right. And at the same
Culture
time, it's
doing it
like
to themselves.
you doing certain
If
things
she
that
ain't gonna talk about it, somebody else gonna
somebody
talk
else
about it.
will. Right.
Somebody gonna
Good day,
talk about it.
America. But I feel like most of the time with these celebrities, I feel like honestly, they don't like once they get to a certain height of fame and fortune, they get bored with their lives and they want to be a normal person at some point. And they do dumb shit.
Yeah.
We're just not privy to information until somebody leaks that shit. But they do dumb stuff. They want to be like us. They want what we have, the freedom to live and move around, at a certain extent. Look, Diddy
but
was
but
almost about to come out.
this is my
What?
thing about that. I agree. I definitely agree. Sometimes fame could be too much. Sometimes you could go to a grocery store and you got 30 cameras in your face. You're like, bro, I just came to get some milk because I want some cereal. Shit.
Right.
It becomes it becomes too much. When do you realize that walking in the airport with a gun, you're not fair? You don't know.
That was just
You
dumb.
did. No. But these are that's what I'm saying. These are the dumb. They're not making simple people dumb mistakes. They're not walking into the DMV with no security and getting flooded to where you're like, oh fuck, I can't get out of here. Or they're not making simple people dumb mistakes. They're not doing stupid shit like, damn, I bought a Honda. Know what I'm saying for 15K. That shit a 2006. They're not making normal people dumb mistakes. Like they're doing shit to where it's extreme. Again, NBA young boy. Time and time again, his whole career, he's been in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. Everybody, free young boy, free young boy, free young boy, right? Everybody rooted for this nigga. He young. The nigga got 7 kids or some shit like that. He only
7 kids.
21 years old. Everybody rooting for this little nigga, right? Cause you came in the game, you made good music, people started fucking with you and shit like that. And the whole time you got your back turned to the motherfuckers that's gonna support you and keep you above water and keep you at a level to take care of your kids and your family and shit like that. And what you're doing is you're going to pull up at concerts with 10 niggas and 30 guns knocking on the feds door like, hey, y'all don't see me?
No,
What's
it's
up?
because they think they're invincible. They think that since they've had
They're
so much luck with
untouchable.
getting out, yeah, they have the money, they have the lawyers, they have
Okay,
the
but why
popularity.
do people like us, well, not like me, but why do
No, it's
people
not
as
us.
fans and shit like that feel sorry for them? I look at the Shade Room and World Star and I look at the comments. Fuck. If they be like, NBA young boy went to the feds after a chase, boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. I'm not reading what the caption is. I go straight to the comments and
Right?
watch dumbass people be like, free young boy.
But look at the profiles. How old are they? They the people around his age.
Listen,
That's not older people
That's
our
true
age.
too. He got a lot of
That's
young
them young kids. That's them
fans.
young dumb
I'm
kids who
seeing I'm
aspire to be
seeing
like him.
older people. I'm seeing older people. That's what I'm saying. Like I read the comments. If it's 10,000 comments, I'm gonna read 3,000 of them motherfuckers.
You have too much time on your fucking hands.
I do,
I'm just
but
They're
gonna
that's not the
say that
tiring.
point.
first. 3,000, bro. You got like what
No,
the
because
hell?
I try to get an understanding on why. Maybe somebody's gonna write something that's gonna change my mind about the situation and stuff like that. I try to keep an open mind about everything. But my thing is with these, like again, with these celebrities, my main thing is if you've already made it to a point in your life where you are okay, I get okay, the mentality don't change and stuff like that. But how don't your mentality change when your lifestyle has changed drastically? Not just for oh, you just got on this year
Yeah.
and you're still in touch with the hood and all the
Mm,
rest of that shit. I'm talking about you've been on 3 or 4 years and
mm.
like nigga, when you in the back of your bulletproof Tahoe or whatever the case is going to the concert, they make it their business not to even drive by the fucking projects, but
All right, but
every fucking
then
video you
that's
shoot
that's
is
the
in the
thing right
projects.
here. What we doing is we giving them too much fucking. We giving them exactly. We are talking about these idiots. Like we don't have their money. We don't have their lawyers. We don't have their problems. So what the fuck is the conversation for?
And their
That's
lawyers ain't
them and
doing
their
shit either.
family. But that's
Because
them and their
Kodak Black
family's
lawyer said
problem. It's
that,
not
oh,
our
he's gonna beat
problem.
this case. Kodak Black is definitely gonna beat this case. The federal government have nothing against my client and shit like that. And then 3 days later, Kodak Black was convicted. He was on Instagram crying, they're beating me in here.
They're not feeding me. They
I'm
starving me
Kodak Black. This is not supposed to be like jail. I
here. I
know
want the
I forced
transfer.
you guys to open the doors, but I'm Kodak Black. You're not supposed to do this.
Yeah, but that's not our problem. And like, I honestly, I really do want to change the subject because like if we had the opportunity that they had, if I made a dumbass song. And we can't just talk about the guys though. For a minute, I'm just
Ooh,
going to give this a
okay.
little bit more attention.
That's
You
a
have
that's a
dumbass
that's a
Cardi
good
B.
that's a good one. Check
What's
that out.
her name?
Check
Cardi
that out.
B. You got Cardi
That's a
B.
good statement. Money changes your lifestyle, not your character. Shout outs
But
to
wait,
Chris King
Right.
Scott.
It should, but no, but wait, we have to talk. That is a good one. It's true. It changes your lifestyle. But if you keep in that same, if you wanna, be the same ghetto person because you have a little bit more money to be who you in your head aspire to be, then that's on you. Cardi B still a stripper. And she been rapping for how many years now? This bitch been out
And
the
her
strip club.
attitude and the way she act has
It's the
been the
same
same since
way.
Love and Hip Hop. She
Yeah,
hasn't.
When is
but
she
listen.
gonna grow up?
All right, that's a great example, right? Out of all of that, I just said about Cardi B, and her name has been mentioned several times in federal indictments. Cardi B has
Right.
not been arrested. Why? She keeps her nose clean and the people around her clean. Now she could get up there and say brim all day or whatever the case is, and she gonna shoot a video with a bunch of brims and shit like that. You're not gonna catch Cardi B at the grocery store with 50 brims. Now you'll
Right.
catch Kodak Black at the grocery store with 50 brims because he that stupid. You see the difference? Cardi B doesn't have
Honestly, I
people
really
around
feel
her
like I
that's
really
going to ruin her, and because she understands at the end of the day, all right, yo, I'm not going to do things that's going to get me in trouble. People hate Cardi for being herself and whole nine. Not saying, but she's not going to put people around her that's going to ruin her. These
that's
people
up until
purposely.
I beg to differ. That's up until that was up until what 2 years ago. Then when was it when she caught the charge inside the strip club over Offset fighting the strippers' sisters? Like that's just as of recent
I
that
don't
she
know.
decided that because now she got these cases pending against her. Prior to that, she was still brimming it out, being a blood, doing all the games and shit. I feel like that's not our problem, and
Mm,
what we're doing is
that's a
supporting
good one.
these this foolish
What
ass
about that? What y'all think about that?
well
Depending on the person, money could change their character. People with money most of the time believe that they are untouchable.
yeah, that's true.
It's
They are.
true.
They believe that. You believe that because look at OJ. We make jokes about it. Like I say he didn't kill her, but I'm just saying people use that. They reference the OJ case all the time because he had the money team. He had the money team.
Uh,
OJ
just
he beat
just
the
for the record,
case.
OJ definitely did that shit.
No, he didn't. Don't talk about Jews. But listen. You have to remember that these are rich people's problems, and what we're doing is we giving them exactly. This is gonna make people want to go and look into Kodak's black case or Young MBYDA dummy ass case or 6ix9ine. Like that's. Let's talk about how Derek
I don't,
Jackson
Who?
cheated on his
I
wife.
don't, I don't think nobody know who the fuck that is.
I don't know. All these letters, they
I
got
know
all
he,
these
the
dumb
guy
ass
who
names.
cheated on his wife.
Let's talk about that. That's something that we all can relate to. I
That could be
cannot
that,
relate to a
but why
rich,
we got
dumb rapper
why do we have to put that in the same episode of this topic
because
being
I'm
on these
honestly,
stupid ass
I feel
rappers?
like these people, they have the means, they have the financial means, they have people around them to consult with and to put them in the right direction. Things that me and you do not have access to. And right now,
Right.
if they decide they want to ride around with guns and shoot shit up, and they
Yeah.
rich and they not worried about the next light bill, that's
And
not our
Casanova is
problem. We
still in
got real shit
federal
going on.
custody with his bond denied with all those
Well, shit,
resources.
that's
So that
that's a
moves
problem.
that kills that case right there. Because when the
Meanwhile,
feds
you
come,
got
that's the difference. And I think that's something else. I think a lot of these entertainers don't understand the difference with the regular state case and the Fed case. When the state come after you, they're gonna build a case while you're in custody or while you're on bond or whatever the case is, right? Boom. When they come put you in handcuffs, they got everything they need. So you're not getting fired regardless. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
G
but
Herbo and
this is
the whole nine.
forget all of them. Honestly, I get the passion behind it and I respect your platform. But what I am going to say is
People
that
with
this
money have the
platform,
option that normal people don't, like paying
right,
things or people off to avoid
right,
trouble or to get advantage. Normal.
right,
Ooh, okay.
right, and right now you have somebody sitting on the boat that has a $7,500 bill and can't post fucking bail, and they might have just been in a bad situation at the wrong time, and some shit happened. Meanwhile, these people are directly putting themselves in the line of being in prison for 25 to 45 years or 100 years. So at this point, we shedding too much light on these fools. They are fools. These aren't people who have to worry about paying
Well, here
this
go another
month.
fool, Devontae Davis. He just got indicted on 14 counts related to a hit and run that sent multiple people to the hospital.
Money doesn't change your character.
Hey,
It helps you disguise who
Right,
you really are. Ooh, that's a
right,
good point. Look
right.
at R. Kelly. He is the
That's
perfect.
right.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
right,
King
point.
Chris.
That's a
Scott.
good point.
That's right,
Shout outs
Chris.
to Chris King Scott for real. That's a great
Yeah.
point.
This is ridiculous. I
But
honestly
all
feel
right,
like
I got a question. I got a question for both of y'all, right? So why as society, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody. I'm not talking about a particular color that we automatically feel sorrow for these people when we watch them for months at a time make these mistakes, and instead of, you know, well, not stop supporting, but uh stop entertaining the idea of what they're doing, and trying to help them correct it, because at the end of the day, the people that build these monsters are fans. They're normal people that's under the comments of Shade Room, and I'm pretty sure these stars have a team, or they do it themselves, where they watch the comments and they post these videos, and then you got all these people under the video that's laughing. That's like, oh, that's crazy, that's tough, that's gangster, and I'm saying, so they get their ego on and stuff like that. Why do you think that we continue to entertain those type of things?
What you said? Why do? Can we change that? We can never. We
Yeah,
would
I
never.
can't change. I don't got their money. I can't help
We
them.
would never be able to change that because that's what the people want. If you have a little. I was just watching a documentary on YouTube. It was a white. No offense to white people, but it was a white boy from a good neighborhood. His father was the sheriff. Okay, he wanted to be a damn rapper. Okay, he had a dumb white name. He was shooting shit up. You have those type of people who are in the comment section wanting to portray that lifestyle, wanting to be a part of that. You're always going to have people who want to be a part of something that isn't the norm, the right way. And you're going to have those people that's going to keep
I agree with that.
pushing those stars saying like, oh, that's so cool. And these fools who got the money going to continue. Look at Fabulous. Fabulous been in the game. Yeah, he beat up his wife or whatever. Hopefully he stopped whooping her ass.
After that
But
went viral, he been saying I love you.
he been like, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, he probably not. He probably having it
Yeah,
good
happy
where she
family. He
probably won't
actually
come out
claimed
no
her
more
now.
and say shit.
Yo,
Right.
sorry for
But
laughing. There's
like,
nothing funny about domestic
come
violence.
on, we giving these people too much. We are giving them what they want right now. Talk about they dumbasses. Like this is stupid. Not saying this is stupid. I'm talking about that lifestyle is just completely stupid. I would never understand it. You know, unfortunately, there's been a lot of deaths surrounded by this gangster shit. And until they realize that, are you in this industry to make a living to help your people out, or are you in this industry to potentially just get killed and be somebody that they saying RIP to? They have to realize that this is real life, and people will
Right.
go as that far as to kill you. Or
Yeah.
you could go to
Yeah.
jail for the rest of your life and have nobody, and you'll just be a memory. After a while,
Yeah.
people forget about you.
Yeah.
They forget. Life goes on. So giving this is too much time and attention. That's what they need. They don't need no more attention. They're deprived of attention. If they get deprived of attention again, they have to calm down.
Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring this thing to an end. Any last words, ladies? KB, you first.
Y'all know I get mad when I start getting mad. I'm sorry. You know, because all right. So I think this is a great topic. I think we definitely need to do this again. But not talking about them. We definitely need to talk about the good artists who came out of the ghetto and actually made a good success story, who's actually giving back to the communities, and just people in general who have done something for our community positive. You know what I mean? So thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And check me out on Make Up Feel Good on Instagram and KB on Facebook.
Okay. All right, yo, shout out to your face mask one more time so the people can know where to get it.
Yeah, I need
Oh,
some.
I have a yeah, no problem. I got you, boo. I have a turmeric face mask, cream and soap, and it's really, really good. I've had dark spots all over my face, and now they are gone. I'll send some pictures. I'll post some pictures up
Okay,
if y'all want
okay.
to.
For sure. The link will definitely be dropped in the description box to get in contact with both of these ladies. OG Nana, your last thoughts.
This was a great topic, and I look forward to the next one.
Ooh.
Yay! She
Gang, gang,
coming back.
gang. Hey, definitely gotta have you ladies back up here,
Make
man.
sure y'all
It
keep your
got
masks on, all right? Social
yeah,
distance out there.
Social
yeah, for
COVID is
sure.
still
distancing.
out there. It's real.
Very
Yeah,
interesting. Yo,
COVID is
shout outs to
definitely
everybody that
still
I
tuned
think
in.
real.
we need to talk about COVID
We
next.
no, we definitely need to talk about COVID and how a lot of people are
Yo,
going out
this is a
partying.
very
They
true
not wiping their
statement
bottles
too, man.
down.
The industry has
COVID is
been dumbed
definitely
down.
still
Ignorance is
alive.
the new intelligence. That's absolutely right.
True.
Right.
I agree. Hey, shout out to you, my brother, for tuning into the show. It's
Shout
much,
out to you,
much
Chris,
yeah, it's
Anna.
much, much appreciated. Shout outs to Anna, shout outs to Chris, shout outs to
Yes.
everybody that's going to tune in to the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share. I go by the name Eternal Grind Capo. Again, show sponsored by YHB. You can get in contact with Stephen
IHB, y'all
Allen.
know the
I'll put
beat.
the description down in the link. Yo, appreciate everybody. Hope you guys keep tuning in. And yo, big salute to the grind gang, man. We out of here.
We out.
Yes,
Have a good day,
sir.
y'all. We are still